disturbing. But anyway, then I was introduced to a gallery downtown,
Yes.
run by a Taiwanese professor.
Okay.
And so that's the first show I had outside of that kind of expat community.
Because the expat group was like everybody was doing different kinds of art. Right?
Yes, yes.
But this one that you got introduced to in downtown Taipei was just only exhibiting your work.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
So yeah, the first chance of a solo exhibit.
Yes, yeah, and that's when I realized that, I mean, in this culture, this society, paper cutting is not seen as art, it's seen as a folk art. There's
art.
There's a big difference.
Yeah.
Collectors love a nice oil painting,
Yeah.
or a nice ink painting, okay, or a nice jade carving. If it's a paper cut, it's like, oh, that's what the common people do.
Really?
Because it's not, in this culture, this society, including Greater China in all this, it's something that old ladies, women tend to do.
Oh yes.
And you know, in old society, it was a way for a woman to prove how good she is with her fingers. Yes.
Yeah.
And so
You shattered this traditional way of thinking.
That's right. That's right. So you've got this white middle-aged guy doing paper cutting, and when I was with this Tiamu group, there was many ladies in this group, and they were all oil painting. So when we had our exhibitions, there's oil paintings, and then there's a paper cutting, and then people were so surprised that the paper cutting was done by this guy.
Yes.
And all the oil paintings were done by the ladies. So it's kind of, whoa,
What a contrast.
yes, yeah. And so, so when I started exhibiting in galleries downtown, that's when I realized collectors, it's difficult to sell my kind of work here, because collectors,
Really?
yes, because collectors tend to go for
Oil
the more
paintings
traditional
and-
style of what they think of as art. Yeah.
Then what happened? But I mean, people then once they get to know you and know just the intricacy of this art itself, I think they would start to have a bigger interest in what you do, in your work, right? Yeah, so you had the opportunity to explain your art and just, you know, the story behind it and all that, right?
So I was very lucky to be offered a show in Shuhuo 博物馆.
Oh yeah, that's the paper museum.
Yeah, that's
the memorial, yeah, paper memorial museum.
That's
yeah.
right, and it's a privately owned museum, but the people there are totally dedicated to paper. And so I was lucky enough to have an exhibition with them, and then they've been supporting me since then. So they've bought a big piece of mine, and they are wanting to help me promote some of my work. So it's good to know there are people here who are kind of appreciative of the work I do and want to try and help me promote it and to develop myself as an artist.
You said they bought a piece. Is it still hanging in the museum?
No, actually, it's hanging in the owner's apartment.
The owner's one.
Yeah,
Hey,
it
that
was-
is well appreciated.
Yes, yeah, it was a very big lantern. I did for an exhibition.
Three-dimensional?
Yes, a big round lantern
Oh, you got to see this.
that
yeah.
I made for last Chinese New Year.
Oh,
And
it was just recent, just last.
yeah, this one was in January. Yeah, and
Okay.
it was exhibited in Bo Liao.
Oh yes,
In
Walking
one
Out,
part.
it was an old, a restored old part of
Yeah.
Taipei. Yeah.
It's quite beautiful, and so it was exhibited there. Then the museum decided to buy it.
That is great. So, this paper museum tried to help you develop your career. Any success, any good stories that came from there?
Well, since then, because I've also started teaching art.
Right. Now you went from teaching English for 15 years to teaching art now.
Yes, yeah. So, I mean, I still teach a little bit of English.
Okay.
I still need something to pay the bills, but I'm teaching a lot more art.
Yes.
And Through teaching paper cutting at the Cultural University, Wenhua, Dashi.
Yes.
Then one of my students made a beautiful paper cut, which she put on her Facebook, and one of her friends shared it, and then one of that friends saw it and thought that's beautiful, and then everything came back to me, and then it was Fubon Art Foundation.
Yes.
Someone from there. So they invited me to join an exhibition over the summer, and also to do a couple of workshops, one with children and one with adults, all based around paper cutting. So that was it. That was over the summer, and then following that, then a tea company, Twinings,
Yes,
a British
that's right.
tea company.
It's the most recent project that you're working on right now.
Right, it's what I'm working on in this studio at the moment,
Right.
trying to finish it.
We're going to show it to everybody later.
So they came to me, and they wanted to do some kind of cooperation as part of an annual event they run,
really?
promotional event. So this year they have 5 artists, all with some connection with the UK.
Wow.
So the other
that
four,
could have been easy, but anyway.
well, the other 4 are Taiwanese who were educated
Okay.
in the UK, and then there's me. And so part of the project is to design a tea box,
Yes.
which will be sold in Taiwan.
Did they give you a theme, or you?
No,
it's
no,
totally up to you?
it's just the theme is elegance, British elegance.
Oh, British elegance.
Yes.
Did they tell you what flavor of tea they are?
Oh, okay. No.
I don't know if that helps you with your, inspiration, but anyway.
Well, I do drink tea. I've been drinking tea almost every day since I was 10 years old. I think I started drinking tea regularly.
Chinese tea now, or
I drink green tea.
green tea?
But I still have I like English breakfast tea, and I like Earl Grey tea.
All right.
So I'll drink those 2 in the day and green tea at night.
Oh, good. No coffee.
Oh, and there's coffee in between.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, so back to this twining. Now, so you're rushing this job right here, trying to get it done, but I'm
Yeah.
sure it's going to turn out really beautiful.
I'm a perfectionist.
Yes. Well, artists are all perfectionists.
I need it to be absolutely right.
I'm sure. So, is there a theme or an idea behind this twining project for you, your part?
For me, okay. They gave me the idea of elegance.
Yes.
Okay. Then I started to look at the artwork on their tea boxes, the current tea boxes, and I took elements from these designs,
Yeah.
and then I started to combine them, and then I looked at the colors as well.
Okay.
And I connected those colors with colors that affect me, because I find I'm a very visual person and I love color.
Sure.
I totally adore color. So I was very into incorporating the colors I could see in their various tea boxes with some of the patterns. But connecting it all together is my own continuing story using the butterflies.
Yeah, they're butterflies.
So I use the motif of the butterfly. It's,
You like butterflies?
I like the idea of butterflies, and I like the meaning of butterflies. It's because when you look at the history of butterflies, for example, in ancient Greek, the word for butterfly was the same word as soul.
Soul.
So the idea was when someone died, their soul would leave their body as a butterfly.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
So I like that connection. But now that word was psyche. And now when we think of psyche, we think of it's our being. And so we have psychology and psychiatry. It comes from that root word. So I like that connection between us and the butterfly.
Okay.
So the reason I'm using butterflies is that I see butterflies. Of course, the main reason I'm using butterflies is because in Taiwan there are so many.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's just an amazing. You go into the mountains and it's just amazing. You see these enormous butterflies, all different kinds,
right,
just flying around.
Okay.
And
so we can relate. Taiwanese people can relate.
Yes.
You do with butterflies. Okay.
yeah. And you know, just something simple like down south every year they close a part of the freeway
Oh yes.
to allow the butterfly migration.
The migration, I know.
You know?
But the sad story is that they hit themselves on the highway. Okay, we're not going to get to that. All right. But
So-
you know what? If you don't mind me saying this, you said you really like colors,
Yes.
but I see that you're still a very low-key person. You don't try to make yourself obvious by wearing bright colors yourself, although you use bright colors and look at the sofa. You know, you are a very humble man, but you like what you do. People discover you more than you coming out and saying, hey, here's me. You're not that kind of person. You kind of quietly do your work, but you do it to perfection. And somehow you let people discover you.
Yes. Yeah, I'd say that's a fair assessment. I think my personality, I mean, as I was saying, you know, I work here alone.
Yeah.
I can be here for many hours. And
It can be lonely.
it can be very lonely, but I have
Good thing you have a good stereo with you.
Yes, I need good music. And also...
No phone calls? Nobody call you? Well, you shut off the phone. You don't want people to interrupt.
Yeah, it can get in the way. And because the process of cutting, it can be very meditative.
Yes.
So you can't stop. I tell you, once you start, it's very difficult to stop.
Even to eat?
Even
to go to the
eat.
bathroom?
Yeah. You hold on. I just do a few more, and half an hour later, it's still.
It's not going to run away.
No, I know, but you just get into this flow.
Oh,
That's the thing. It's this flow of.
this is amazing. Really. So, where do you want to go from here? I know Twining has found you, and you're doing this great project. You're rushing. I'm sure you do great. Yeah.
Well, okay.
What's next for you
what's
with this? Yeah.
What's next for me? Well,
Be bold. Dream big.
okay. I make art, but I do believe in people seeing my art is a very important part of my. I believe my art should. I want to communicate something with people. I don't want to make my art and just hide it away. I want it to be out there. So for me, exhibiting is a very important element. And, you know, and I do believe every artist does hope that people will show a kind of commitment to my art, in that maybe they start to buy it, collect it. I would like that to happen.
Okay.
At the moment, I mean, I've sold pieces, which has been great and fantastic. Sometimes it's very hard because they're like my babies, you know?
Which you don't want to sell.
I know, and this is one of the problems I think many artists will also have.
Yeah, you're right. I never thought that.
But at the same time, I have a family. I need to, you know, I need to provide for my family.
So you struggle between giving up your best, your favorite,
Yeah.
and keeping your favorite. Oh, what
So that's a problem, yes.
torture.
What torture, yes. And actually, last year I went to see a coach, and a personal coach,
In
a lifestyle coach.
cutting?
No. She deals with business people or people with personal issues, and they need someone just to coach them through it.
Yeah.
And she realized that I do have a problem in letting go of my work.
Well,
And she said, I need to change the way I view this, and to, like when our children grow up and they go off to university, you've got to say goodbye, good luck. That's what I need to say to my work.
well, I can almost feel that I would be the same. You know, I'll be stuck in that kind of sentiment. Wow. last thing I want to ask you. You might haven't asked, you might not, but that's okay. If you were to leave Taiwan one day,
Yes.
what's that one sound you would miss?
Okay, you did ask me this, and I thought about this carefully. Okay, I actually have 3 sounds.
Okay?
Okay,
Yeah.
they're equally important to me.
Okay.
The first one is there's a kind of tree. It's called a casuarina.
Okay.
You find this near the oceans. It likes dry soil, salty air.
We have that in Taiwan?
Yes, yes, and it's like a pine tree.
Okay.
So the leaves are very long and thin.
Okay.
The sound of the wind as it goes through the tree is just the most beautiful sound you can
Oh.
imagine.
I can't reproduce that sound, but anyway.
Okay, now
All right, have an opportunity to see that.
the other one,
Yes.
of course, the opposite. So that's a very gentle, soft, very soothing sound.
Okay.
Then there's the cicadas. When they start their chorus,
Yes.
and it just grows and grows and grows. That's an
yeah.
amazing sound.
That's right. And the third?
The third sound is the sound of cooking in a Chinese restaurant. When
Do
they
you
use
cook that way?
no,
wish
we
you
have
could.
yeah. When they have the I don't know how
wok.
Yes, and you get this sound.
Yes.
And then shkunk, shkunk, as they. That's a beautiful
That
sound.
was beautiful.
That
Beautifully
is.
made. All right. Well, Tim, it's been a lot of fun talking to you and learning so much and hearing your story. So touching, and really, I'm sure you're going to do great because
Okay.
what you're a unique person doing a unique form of art.
That's very kind of you to say. Thank
yeah.
you.
All right. Thank
Appreciate
you.
that. Thank you. Thank you, Shirley.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you for watching, people. I'm Shirley Lin.